So the way that you've been showing up and showing unconditional love in so many different ways consistently, in a way that minimizes the drama, but yet gets the boundaries across, gets the points across, is inspiring the people around you to do the same, to not give up on hope and love in their own personal situations. And by speaking up for yourself, even though it may be scary sometimes, you're connecting with your divine feminine and sharing that harmony and balance to stay within the flow of unconditional love. And that is bringing you a lot of respect and power in a way. You are not afraid to say it like it is. You're not afraid to say it like it is, but then also relay your thoughts and feelings in a way that is compassionate still. And continuing that legacy of respect within your own life. This is your life. This is your life, and I am just a part of it. This is your life, and we are just a part of it. Yeah. The reason why only you are able to fully advocate for yourself is because only you know what is best for you. That is why we each have our own intuition. That is why, well, I was gonna say that's why we don't all have one shared intuition, but technically we do. But since we are not all formed into one physical body, it's split into different things. And that's why sometimes it's so hard to tell between intuition and fear. And that is why when we open up and speak about our fears and our feelings and what worries us and continue forward regardless, we find that we don't always have to be using our own intuition. We can trust the people around us to guide us as well. In the sense of, not everything has to be an argument, not everything has to be right or wrong. It's just expressing life stories and experiences so that somebody can base their opinion off of your story, or get it adds seasoning to the opinion and their life experiences. It can cause perspective shifts. Sometimes when our own mind is cloudy and someone else without bias can see clearly, because they know us just as we know ourselves, and they want to protect us just as we want to protect them. It's not that they're forming an opinion necessarily, but they are looking to, based off of how you experienced what you experienced, plus their experiences and their lens, what is the next best move for them to make. And so the kinder you speak, not only of yourself, but of others, to show the higher outcomes of all options, you give them space, you create that safe space for them to think it through, to feel it through. And where they end up and what path they choose to go may end up surprising you. Because people can pick themselves up a lot faster when they have support and safety. Everybody could use a helping hand, psychic healing. Everybody could use a helping hand once in a while, 444. Everybody could use a little looking out for, have a light shined in their life, that you're not as bad as you think you are. That thing isn't as detrimental as you think it is. The worst things that could happen and that are not, but are still uncomfortable and difficult to go through, when you work past your fears to stay true to yourself and what you know and you believe in that is right for you, and you trust that if something's up, but there's a way to handle it where you don't sink down to that level. And when you do that, you encourage others to do the same. You prove to others that it is possible to be honest and true. Because they say that being an honest man is dangerous. Which, like, okay, yeah, but you're gonna have a hard time regardless. Like, you're gonna have heartbreaks and feuds and mishaps, and like shit's gonna go wrong whether you're doing the right thing or the wrong thing. So just proving that it's possible, that it's more enjoyable, that not everybody has to suffer, that you don't have to suffer throughout life. You can take it fucking easy on yourself because everything else around you is hard. Oh, they're so sheltered. They're so sheltered. Girl, why the fuck you wouldn't want someone to have a house to be sheltered from the snowstorms? Just because they're sheltered doesn't mean that they're not capable of absorbing knowledge. Just because they're sheltered doesn't mean they've never felt pain. Being sheltered is a good thing. So, 222, why are we talking down on people for it? Why are we limiting them, restricting them to that? Oh, they were sheltered. What the fuck does that even mean? Oh, they didn't suffer as much as me. Oh, that person grew up not suffering. They don't know anything. Why do you think saving history books and education, language, why do you think that's all so important? It's because that's how people learn. Because if you read a fucking book about some shit, then you're less likely to go repeating history. I don't know about y'all motherfuckers, but I like to feel sheltered. What's another word for sheltered? Safe, protected. And I can feel that within myself. I don't need somebody else to feel protected. But isn't it nice when you can feel safe and protected with other people? When you can let your guard down and truly rest your soul, your mind, and your emotions, because you know that the person that you vibing with is looking out for you. Yes, they choose themselves. They look out for themselves. But in a moment where you need a frickin' break, or you're getting beat down by the snow and the hail and the rain, it's nice. It's nice when someone pulls out their umbrella and says, I got it. I got it for a second. I'll hold the umbrella for a second. I got you. You just rest your arms and shit. Like, look, it's literally raining beans. It's raining beans and lightning from the eye. And I made soup today. I don't know. Oh, spiritual messages. Sheltering someone and protecting someone. If we're looking at it as the same thing for this argument. It's not an argument, but it's an argument. And protecting someone doesn't mean lying or manipulating or keeping the truth from them. Sheltering and protecting someone is when you give them space to process all that is happening. You let them know what they need to know, and that you are there. That is protection, or so-called sheltering. Protection, safe space. We all need a safe place to stop and rest and kick up our feet and relax. And when you haven't had that type of safety in a long time, when you finally do, it can be really scary. And this includes not just with other people, but within yourself. When you haven't trusted yourself in so long, or whatever, you couldn't trust anybody else, which made you not trust yourself, however it went, it can be so scary and so hard to believe that you are actually safe now. You're not crazy. You're not a Looney Tune. There's nothing wrong with you. You're not broken just because you're not operating at a high functioning capacity that society, your job, the people around you, the impatience of the world wants you to operate as. It's okay to take the time to analyze your emotions. Because yes, we feel our emotions, but if there's a recurring emotion or a recurring pattern or cycle, maybe we should look into that a little bit. And that's just for you. Because when you understand yourself, you know how to show up for yourself. When you let someone in to show up for you, they may show you a new way to show up for yourself. It's like they do the work for you. But it's not like work to them. It's just love. And in that way, you could break any cycle. Any cycle. Anything, any thought, any feeling, any memory. anything that you feel has a hold over you or is pulling you back, you can break it. You can break off those chains. Kind of sounded like I said trains to me, which is really interesting. You know what is best for you. You know what is wrong with you and what's not wrong with you. Your feelings are valid. The stuff that bothers you are valid and are worth talking about and bringing up so that you can receive all the love that you give. And you don't have to be giving all that love. You don't got to be giving love to everybody, giving love to yourself. If you giving, when are you going to receive? When are you going to... Where's the space for something magical to happen? For divine intervention. So God, your spirit team, and even people, animals, nature, the weather, because it be raining today. And the only reason it's raining today is because you are on fire. You're on fire. You're burning up. You're melting down the city. You're melting down the city. That kind of looks like lava to me. And there's like mountains, so I'm just like, oh, lava, but like maybe it's magma. I don't know why that was my reaction to that, but okay. Guess I gotta go deep diving in on magma after this. Yeah, so you can trust yourself. You can trust the people around you. Whatever hardship is really tugging on your heartstrings, whatever thing is pulling on your heartstrings, whatever situation that is, that tugging isn't a tugging, but a pulse of love, going back and forth between you and your community and the divine. And that tension will be released the more that you express yourself, the more that you respect yourself, the more that you show who you truly are, the less likely people will be to try and dupe you. It'll be too hard. It'll be too hard to disrespect you. Not you. Not you. How you? Like, if you go around respecting yourself and other people around you, and respect doesn't mean not arguing or having heavy talks. But when you show up like that for so many other people, plus you got your spirit team on your back, with your back, got your back. There's just no way. There's no way that any potential enemy could ever see you as the potential enemy. Because when you treat people as if they are people and that they are human with good and bad within them, their own experiences, and that whatever they have going on, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay to have other things going on. It's okay to hide behind labels and categories, behind cards. But at the end of the day, any toxicity, any disrespect will not be tolerated. And so you're not insulting their character. In fact, you are uplifting them. You're saying, hey, I recognize you. And this is a little, this something about this doesn't feel or seem like it aligns with you. And when you leave it open, they are able to either express or explain themselves because you're guiding them to talk about something they wouldn't have talked about on their own, especially with you or anyone if it wasn't brought up. Because it's easy to talk about the big things. It's easy to talk about the big things, but the intricacies and the intimacy within those big ideas, big experiences, they're a lot harder to talk about. It's a lot easier to get triggered or activated, alchemized in these states. And so since it's a place of high trigger but high alchemization, it is up to you how you would like to show up and it is up to them if they will step up and see themselves the way that you see them, which is in a higher light. Because when we talk down on someone in a way that is not suitable for the situation, that is not suitable to our character, that is what the reality becomes. A tongue for a tongue, a throat for a throat. Oh, because he said this over here, I gonna go over here, and you know what, I gonna tell everybody what he said, and that fucker, he always fucking get holes in his shorts. And while that may be, when we go picking at people's insecurities because they pick at ours, we just continue the cycle. So we put up our boundary. We say, I love you, but I don't like that. Something doesn't sit right with me about that. Let's take the time to figure out what I'm releasing and what you're releasing, or what we are both learning, so that we don't feel like this anymore. And when you find the commonality between the both of you, the bridge, then you realize that we are not all so different at the end of the day, and that we're doing is protecting and standing up for ourselves the best that we know how. And sometimes we can get lost up in that. Sometimes someone else has to be brave enough to step up first, to see beyond the fire and the smoke, to see beyond the flames of what is possible, of what is truly happening. Because not everybody's like you. Not everybody's like you. Not everybody can do what you do. But that doesn't mean they don't appreciate what you do. That doesn't mean they don't support what you do. And that doesn't mean they're not capable of understanding you and all you have created.